Okay, so I rambled for about 15 minutes and I was not recording that entire time. I wasn't recording. So I feel really stupid. Okay, I made notes this time to make my comments more succinct and so that I would not forget anything. Let's do this. Okay, so more relatable Christianity is what I would call what we're talking about. So many people cannot relate to what or perceive Christianity as this horrible thing because they perceive the people who are Christians who are imperfect. As human beings, we are all imperfect. So to see like, well, they're all just hypocrites. Absolutely. But that's not what being a Christian is. Life as a Christian is more than just going to church every Sunday, you know. So, and like you said, my goal is to appeal to people who are not Christians. My shorts are not to make the warm and fuzzies for people who are Christians who are growing to be more better Christians. It's not for them. It's for people who, nowadays in a more godless world, people who just never really had it brought up to them, just a way to be more real and more relatable. And I have a rant about profanity that I was going to say till later, but it's a good opportunity to talk about it now. So I have no shame in putting profanity in any of my foreseen shorts, especially when it comes to Christianity, because that makes it more relatable. And what I came to find, this is a little bit of testimony I gave to my youth group kids, that in college I would curse, and you know this, I would curse all the time. I would pause as I'm like thinking of what else to say and be like, oh man, effing turtles are the best. They're so freaking cool. Effing Ninja Turtles. Let's go get some effing cake. You know what I mean? Yes, you do. So it wasn't even meant to be malicious. It was just a space filler in the conversation. And when I came to the island and I kind of became a born-again Christian and all that, I thought about my perception of what I wanted this new person to look like, and that person did not curse. So I was like, okay, I think I'm just going to stop cursing because the person that I want to be doesn't curse. And I didn't really have any much rationalization for it, or because I never really saw cursing as a bad thing, because sin is defined as something that separates you from God, and I just never really saw profanity or cursing as something that separated me from God. But what I found is when I went so long without cursing, there was a change that I felt in Einstein. There was a change that I felt in my heart, and as a Christian, you go with your heart a lot. You gotta feel with your heart, and that sounds so soft and nice, but that's freaking true. So I felt a really big difference, and the thing is what I came to learn. So words that come out of your mouth have so much power. They have so much more power than we think that they do. So you can either use your words to build somebody up or tear them down. You can use words to inspire or to crush, or for malicious or to, inspire or whatnot. So that's what I've come to discover. With that said, I think it is important. I don't, like I said, I don't think like cursing is like really that bad, honestly. I think when used correctly in the right situation, you can really drive home a point very well, especially if you're using it in like righteous anger, being like, are you effing kidding me right now? Or I don't know. It makes sense to me if it's like righteous anger, you know what I mean? Anyway, so that's a rant that I wanted to get out of the way. Gosh, and I have so many other rants to do. Okay, inspiration. Yes, you were my inspiration for, of course, for the ghost sketch, which is freaking hilarious. and for the novel. And that's just because, we spoke so much about past lives, and there's so many cool things that are involved with that, so many neat premises and like really eerie stuff that's involved. So, I was reading that book that I stole from you, and yes, you are, yes, inspiration. Yes, absolutely. Oh, and here I said you don't have a messed up face or voice, and I could do a whole video as to why not. And to tell you to stop saying that. And then the last thing that I'm going to confess, this is tan shirt confessions time, is that I decided to drop out of school. Ugh. And it's really difficult to say, and this is the second time I've made that decision, but this time it's a much more grown-up decision. It's a lot more well-thought-out decision than it was the first time, where I was just kind of like tired, and I'm like, this is stupid, I don't want to do this. It makes sense to me more now, because if I do well in this class, let's say I pick it up, I turn it around, I get through the class, the Air Force helps me pay for it, where does that leave me? So that gives me 6 credits. Swell. 6 credits that go towards a degree that I have no desire to get. Nice. And on top of that, I'm kind of feel like I'm defrauding the government, because I'm not doing this class to better myself. That money could be given to someone who is taking their class seriously, is doing their work to better themselves, and to who actually has a desire to stay in the military for an extended period of time and to make a career of it, whereas I have no desire to do that. So it just seems unfair for me to take that money away from somebody else. And on top of that, my time that I spend during the week that I'd have to give up to get this class done, my time spent during the week with my church family is worth that much money to me. A month spent with them, with my youth group kids, with my 2 different Bible studies that I go to, that time to me is so precious. It is worth that much money to me not to miss out on a month of those relationships, and all the learning that coincides with that. It really is worth it to me. And on top of that, what was my point? Oh, plus on top of this, I'm friggin' miserable doing this class. But I feel good about the decision I've made. And it makes sense to me, and I feel it's a more grown-up decision than the first time. So I hate it, because I hate feeling that like I've quit at something, or that I failed at something, but sometimes you just gotta cut your losses, and you learned a very expensive lesson. But that's okay. That's okay. I feel like I have more to say about it, but I can't think of anything. So anyways, that's all I'm going to say. I love watching your videos. I get so excited now when I come home, like, I wonder if Lee's responded to my video. I'm so excited, and I get all giddy. And when I watch your videos, I kind of like talk to the screen. But yeah, it's fun. I'm glad we're doing this, and I'll probably do more now that I'm not going to school. Yay for me! Yay for not staying in school. Awesome. But yeah, so have a blessed day, and I'll probably see you tomorrow.